Ladies and gentlemen, the first player onto court is just 18 years of age. She is the reigning World Junior Champion, and en route to this year's final, she has already defeated the world #1, Laura Massaro, and the reigning Alam British Open champion, Camille Serme. Seeded 8 for this year's Alam British Open, please welcome, from Egypt, Nouran Gohar. Her opponent in today's final is a 3-time World Junior Champion. She's a British Open finalist and a winner of 5 PSA World Tour titles. Seeded 4 for this year's Alam British Open. Please welcome, from Egypt, Nour El Sherbini.
Both these young ladies are now on court. So exciting for this final coming up, and it's a new feature really for these two young Egyptians, and we were able to catch up with them earlier today for some very, very interesting points from these ladies that are getting more and more experience now.
I'm really happy to be in the final. I'm playing good. I'm getting improved, I think, and getting better by match, and I'm really glad to make it to the final, and we'll see what's going to happen.
So I'm 18. I just won in January the British Junior Open under 19, and being in the final of the British Senior Open is an unbelievable thing, amazing feeling.
We traveled a lot together. We didn't play together a lot. We just played once. So I'm sure it's going to be a good match. She's very tough and hard on court, but I'm going to work hard to not give her the chance to turn it on me. At this point, we're not enemies, but we're friends outside the court. But inside court, everyone wants to win. So outside court, we're never talking about squash. So.
I'm just trying to enjoy it, not put any pressure on me. Being in the final is a very big thing, so I'm just trying to enjoy every moment, every second, and hopefully I will have a good match today.
I'm really happy to do this again and be back in the finals, and the British, everyone come and want to do his best, and because it's the biggest tournament in tour, so everyone coming and want to win it. So, and I'm really glad that I make it to the final, and really looking forward to this final, and I'm gonna give it everything I have.
Being British Open champion is the biggest thing ever. So if I could win this, it's gonna be the best thing ever in my life.
Well, it's extraordinary because Nouran Gohar is the current British Junior champion. She's playing in the final of the seniors on the professional tour here in the British Open. Vanessa, she's had 202 minutes. I mean, I'm still trying to get my head around that performance against Camille Serme yesterday. It was just relentless. I mean, she's moving up. She's now 8 in the world rankings at 18 years of age, and she's moving on from there.
Yeah, she seems to have grown with every match at this tournament, as she has been doing over the duration of the season. Incredible hitting from her yesterday, such precision as well.
Well, her opponent is only 2 years older. She's had 136 minutes on court. She's been very ruthless and impressive in this event. She's in the form of her life, winning that Tournament of Champions back in January. She got to the final of Chicago. So the World Series events for her are really becoming a mainstay, aren't they? It's like second nature.
Absolutely. Good win for her yesterday against Nicole David. She's had the better of David in their last 3 meetings already this year, and really controlling the Malaysian at the end of that match. So she's been in absolutely blistering form recently.
Well, there's Jahangir Khan, who was the most successful squash player ever. 10 British Open titles, dominating through the 80s and in the early 90s. Now, what's amazing about Nouran Gohar is the way Jahangir Khan used to play, which was an accurate, relentless power. The power lines. I mean, the way this lady on the backhand side, currently knocking up, hits the ball, it's as powerful as most men. I mean, it really is impressive, and she hits everything nearly under the short line, which is the line that goes straight across the middle of the court. I mean, on a glass court as well, to get that dying length, the power involved is considerable.
It really is. The only equivalent I can think of on the women's tour, sort of from the past, is someone like Sarah Fitzgerald.
Sure.
That kind of relentless hitting. She did hit a slightly higher line, but I guess that's the change in the game more than anything. But also in terms of the tactics she employs, it's quite a simple game, but such accuracy.
Now, these ladies have played once before. It was all the way back in December 2015 in Cairo. It was the World Championships. It was the first round of that event, and El Sherbini was the number 4 seed, and she got dispatched by Gohar, who was at that time 16 years of age, a very tight 3-1. So she's got the victory over her elder opponent, and it's the War of the Cities, isn't it? You've got the warrior princess Sherbini from Alexandria, and then Gohar from Cairo. I mean, Gohar is like a Terminator.
She is.
She really is like a Terminator.
Machine, I think, was mentioned a few times in that match last night. She really is absolutely relentless, and I think what was most astonishing at the end of that match was 80 minutes and only 4 errors.
Yeah, I know. I mean, all the stats when they come through. Just saw the central referee from Germany, Ralph Heirenberg, who is very, very experienced. So he'll deal with this ladies' final in superb fashion, I'm sure. Well, I'm not going to ask you again, but any new viewers that are watching this final here that haven't heard your comments, Vanessa, you've gone for which lady to win this event?
I've gone for Nour El Sherbini all along, right from the start. So it's been going well so far for my prediction. But Nouran Gohar, she's been confounding expectation all the way through this event. But could this be one match too far? She had a very tough quarterfinal, and then obviously 80-minute match yesterday. Physically, that's going to possibly start to count if this match starts to get hard.
Yeah, well, in the quarterfinals, she beat her compatriot Raneem El-Walili, who also trains at the Wadi Degla Club, which is the biggest squash and country club in Cairo in Egypt. It's growing all the time. The director of rackets of that club is Kareem Darwish, a former world champion.
The Ellen British Open 2016 women's final match. Nouran Gohar of Egypt to serve, Nour El Sherbini of Egypt to receive. Best of 5 games. Love all.
So Nouran Gohar kicks off the Elan British Open 2016. And it's the Battle of the Egyptians here in Hull. Nour El Sherbini, who's been working massively on her physical attributes. She's been doing huge amounts of background gym work. She's starting to really become physically very strong. And this girl, Nouran Gohar, was lucky enough to have a background in gymnastics. She competed for Egypt nationally there. I mean, she's an unbelievably bright girl as well. She got first class honorary pass in her high school. She was presented by the Minister of Education personally for that. So I think she's going to be a mega star.
Will she be combining her squash with university?
She's doing an engineering degree.
So. Engineering, that's right.
So she's a really busy girl, and you can see on the squash court the focus and concentration that she's able to keep going at this level at such a young age. I mean, she's got so much physical maturity, but also the mental side is really impressive for me.
Yeah, such maturity in that semi-final yesterday. Was really coming back at her, managed to force that 5th game, but she held her nerve so well. There was no let up in the quality.
No let.
Sherbini, technically,
2-1.
on the backhand side particularly, it's one of the nicest backhand techniques I've seen in either the men's or the women's game. It's so clean, it's very, very simple. She uses the same swing for going short and going long. She's got really nice racket head speed going through. And her volleys, the ability to cut across the tee line, she really does hunt the volley.
Stroke to go.
It's a really nice matchup, isn't it, between the two? The kind of different styles slightly.
Absolutely. I mean, we know exactly what we'll get from Gohar. It's going to be a lot of very hard hitting, extremely low line. She'll take the boast in on the backhand a few times, take the ball in short with a bit of pace when she can get on the volley. But Sherbini, probably the more versatile of the two, has a lot of options on that backhand side, especially as you mentioned. But she'll have to be given create opportunities to use that.
Decision Gohar. Yes, let 3-2. Decision Gohar. Stroke to Gohar. And out 3-all.
There's bound to be nerves in a final such as this for these girls. Sherbini has won a World Series event. She was obviously in New York earlier this year.
And out 4-3.
Yeah, she's the more experienced of the two at this kind of big stage. But equally, there's probably a little bit more pressure on Nour El Sherbini. But I expect her to deal with that very well. She's got an incredible demeanor on court, very relaxed, seems to take everything in her stride.
But has an edge to her as well.
She does.
Massive edge.
And out 4-all.
Well, just in her pre-match interviews, I mean, you can see that she's quite a shy girl.
Decision Gohar.
But when she's put into the glass court arena, it becomes like an alter ego, isn't it? It's where she can really, really perform, and you see the whole face change, and it's like a completely different person to what you see outside. It's very, very interesting.
Yeah, that's right. They're both quite shy off court, actually. But Sherbini, quite smiley and always seems quite relaxed off court, but absolutely means business when she gets on there.
Yes, let 5-4.
Well, I think personally she could have gone on the inside and played that ball. She's got to look to play some more balls at the front of the court. She tends to, I mean, just in the early stages here, just slightly run into Sherbini.
Decision Gohar.
She's done it again there. I don't think she's going to get anything.
6-4.
So Sherbini starting to pull away.
7-4.
She must have some residual stiffness as well from that battle with Camille Sun, Nouran Gohar, because you know, she's only had a couple of years of background on the tour.
Well, Well, Sherbini has the kind of game that would test that movement. She really makes that court very big, has that lovely soft touch into the front, great weight of shot into the back, really stretches out her opponents. We saw that in her semi-final against even the movement of Nicole David, couldn't quite handle the control of Sherbini. And then she possesses that ability to use hold on the backhand especially, something that you don't see too much of from Gohar. Tends to just step up and hit the ball early.
We've seen nearly more unforced errors in this single game from Gohar than we did the whole match, the whole 5-game thriller she played with Camille Serm last night. So, Nour El Sherbini,
10-5.
quite a bitty first game, has 5-game balls.
And out, 6-10, game ball. Decision Gohar. Stroke to Gohar.
She did well to get her feet around on this one.
7-10.
So an intentional shot by Sherbini down the middle, but Gohar read it.
Not up.
So the
11-7, game to
first game being dealt with quite comfortably, really, by Nour El Sherbini. In 9 minutes, the number 4 seed leads by 1 game to love. Well, the unforced error count, 3 for Gohar, and not getting any type of rhythm yet. There's got a few decisions as well, 3 strokes for the younger Egyptian, but Sherbini looks very, very comfortable. She's coming into this final more and more confident and physically pretty much kind of unhindered compared to her opponent, and she's got too good a racket work to not make Gohar pay, Vanessa.
Yeah, you're right. It's all about breaking rhythm. She's not allowing Gohar to get into that one-paced hitting, and she has that ability to throw the ball in short or long with exactly the same swing. This really disrupts the movement of her opponents.
Well, see the mother there.
So a very good start for Nour El Sherbini in this final. She's hitting so well on that backhand side, using her hold to disrupt the patterns of Gohar, who's made a few errors already in this match. Could be feeling a little bit of stiffness from her semi-final, but when she is able to get on the ball early, the accuracy not quite there, which I'm sure will improve into this second game, but the perfect start for the older Egyptian.
Sherbini leads 1 game to love. Love all.
So Sherbini taking first blood in this ladies' final. It's good movement there. And she's pushing up the court.
One love.
I feel that Gohar, Vanessa, really does need to try and establish that length that she had yesterday. She needs to be able to get El Sherbini off the tee and back in the court.
Yeah, the lines aren't quite there as they were yesterday. She was consistently hitting straight and cross court so well in that semi-final. Hasn't quite found that yet.
2 love.
And that's opening up the court for Sherbini.
Decision Gohar. Yes, led. 2 love.
We're just talking about the clubs in Cairo and Alexandria, where all these players are coming out of thick and fast. Sherbini is obviously from Alexandria, and the two main clubs are the Alex Sporting Club and Smoha Sporting Club. Now, in the Alex Sporting Club, there's 16 courts, and in the Smoha, they're building more, and they're going to be in total 25 courts. Now, those two clubs are only 10 minutes away from each other, and they're just producing. I mean, the women's squash players. Originally, Renima Walili's from Alexandria. Enji Corella, who's now Kareem Darwish's wife, she's also from Alexandria. And of course, you've got Sherbini, and it's a powerhouse for powerhouse city for the women's game.
Well, the scary thing is that I'm sure they'll be filling those courts day in, day out with their juniors.
They will be. I mean, they've got the role models, haven't they? They've got the role models in abundance.
Well, if Gohar did win this match, we knew that she would be the youngest ever winner of a British Open, but I was wondering whether that would be the case if Sherbini won as well, but apparently she's a month older than Susan Devoy when she won her first British Open title.
Susan Devoy, the great New Zealand player that dominated through the 80s. She had a terrifically powerful game.
3-all.
Well, there's Nicole David, who's obviously dominated the ladies' game in the last 10 years or so, having a chat with Omar Shabana. Now, Omar Shabana is the technical director for Egyptian squash for the men and the women, and he's having a day off. It's not really, it's not much he can do when the two Egyptians are playing each other in both finals.
I think he actually tried to fly home, but couldn't get on a flight.
So Gohar just keeping within range of Sherbini in this second game in the early stages.
That ball just spinning off the Sherbini frame and catching the front wall.
Down. And out. 4-all. Decision Gohar.
She's trying to get a let there.
Yes, let.
Well, she wants a stroke. She's going to challenge this, so we've got our first video review of this ladies' final. What do you think?
Well, it did bounce up. Let's have a look at Gohar's movement. I mean, she read it. Could well be a stroke.
Stroke. To Gohar. Decision overruled. Gohar has one review remaining. 5-4.
Much better from Gohar in this game, really starting to hit those targets.
Decision Gohar.
It's going to be a standard let.
Yes, let. 5-4.
Doesn't look quite as explosive moving into the front though, Gohar. I think the edge just taken off her movement. So she really needs to be hitting well into the back.
Yeah, the accuracy levels, I mean, if it's slightly loose on either side, but certainly on the backhand side, Sherbini will punish her.
Decision Sherbini. Stroke to Sherbini.
It's interesting when
Hand out.
Gohar, whenever there's a decision, she looks straight back at her mother in the front row.
Poker face.
Out. Appeal on the out call. The ball was out. Hand out, 6-5.
Just, oh yeah, it was. Good call by the referees.
Down.
So Gohar manages to
7-5.
gain a 2-point cushion in this second game response.
Decision Gohar. Yes, let 7-5. There was a distance to the ball.
Just asking how she could go to the ball. I understand what she's saying. Slightly shut out there.
Yeah, Sherbini's shot not quite hitting its mark. She wants that running down the wall, just catching side wall.
Decision Gohar. Yes, let 7-5.
He's doesn't look very impressed. There's a lady next to him wearing full-on sunglasses. I don't know if that's because Ralph is getting redder as this match goes on. Wow, that was lethal by Sherbini.
Hand out, 6-7.
She knew it. As soon as she hit that, she was walking to go and collect the ball. She knew it was going to be a winner.
She's really dangerous off the back wall if you overhit your
Wow.
length.
It's first opening up for both players now.
Equally vicious response there.
6. Down. Hand out.
Definitely hit the tin.
7-8.
Yeah, it was right on the bottom of the tin. Well, no, that was a double hit.
Ball was not up.
Yeah, it was a double
It
hit.
was up on the front wall, but it was definitely a double
No.
hit off the racket.
The ball right. The ball was not good. Hand
Yeah,
out.
it was. See here. I mean, she could have actually put the ball on a racket and run up to the front wall and just. I mean, that was a carry beyond a carry. It was a double hit and a carry, wasn't it? Amazing. So Sherbini equalising at 8-all.
Down. And out, 9-8. Down. 10-8.
So the unforced error from Sherbini, and Gohar with 2 game balls in this second.
Decision Gohar.
Too good, I think.
No let.
Yeah, no, it's too good a shot there from
And out,
Sherbini.
9-10, game ball. Down.
Well, that's a big miss from Sherbini. She had
11-9.
Gohar shut
Game to
out,
Gohar.
so the unforced
1
error is
game
coming
ball.
from the number 4 seed in that second game. The match is on, 23 minutes between the two ladies, and it's now 1 game all. Well, Gohar starting to get a bit more of a say in the middle of the court, hitting that metronomic length that we saw yesterday against Camille Serm. 1 unforced error for Gohar, but it's El Sherbini that's feeling the pressure. She is unbelievably talented with her racket, but unfortunately finding the tin in good positions. So Gohar has got a sniff, and she's going to start to put the pressure on. She really does look back at her mother at every decision, doesn't she? It's very unusual.
Good response from Gohar in this second game. Really starting to find her line. Movement seems to have freed up her touch as well, allowing her to get on the ball early and put some pressure on her opponent. So a few errors starting to creep in from Nour El Sherbini, and she's being starved of opportunities on that backhand side, only able to hit 1 winner on the backhand in that game. So good stuff from Gohar. Cut down on her own errors as well.
Well, we know about the Egyptian mothers, how involved they are in squash. You've got Mohamed El Shabagi's mother that will be very much involved in his match with Ramia Short. But Nouran Gohar seems very dependent, doesn't she? She's always looking back at her mother there.
1 game all. Gohar to serve. Love all.
It's really important for Sherbini to try and get, that was a bit lucky, for Sherbini to try and get a decent start in this third game.
1 left.
Yeah, I think she was just forcing things a little bit in that second game. Gohar really raised her level, a lot more accurate, and Sherbini's going to have to match that to an extent, not expect the opportunities to come as quickly as they did in that first game, maybe.
And out. 1 all. Decision Sherbini. Yes, led. 1-0. Down. Two one.
Well,
And out.
that's
2-all.
aggression at its highest order. Saw the subtle skills of Sherbini in the rally previously, and then the raw power of Gohar.
Yeah, she gets such a good angle when she hits in that straight kill. She, when she wants to get the ball running, she hits the ball straight very well. But when she wants to go for the kill, catching the nick.
Down.
Oh, just got that feeling that Gohar's gaining momentum. She's serving quickly, bouncing that ball. Body's starting to liven up.
Well, I don't feel like Sherbini's really testing Gohar physically enough. She obviously likes to hit winners, get quick points. But if she could just extend the rallies, obviously still move the ball around.
Decision Sherbini.
Really get some work into Gohar's legs.
Yes, led.
Sherbini feels that
You must go for the ball, not
this
for
might
the
be a
player.
stroke there. I mean,
Please accept it or review it.
it's quite a loose ball from Gohar.
4-2.
It was, yeah, I'm not sure about the explanation there. She needs to go for the ball.
Not up.
Well, that is a bit of fortune. She's had the slightly lucky one at the front right-hand corner, and now the outright nick. I mean, her width hitting is superb, but that was fortunate. So Sherbini livening herself up again in response in this third game.
Ladies, we have a bit of a problem with the movement. The clearing from the ball not good, and the movement to the ball also not good. Please, yeah.
I play with the interference here. I played with the interference.
But there was some problems. Please make more effort to clear and to play the ball. Thank you.
It's a good explanation. So Ralph Harenberg explaining to them he doesn't want this to become a decision fest. It's about free-flowing squash. So the person that's playing the shot to let the opponent get through and play the ball, and also not look for your opponent. He couldn't be clearer, could he?
No, we couldn't. I think the only problem is I don't think it's been intentional by either player by any means. It's just that ball, when it's a little bit loose, sometimes you're not able to get out of the way, and sometimes when two players maybe a bit nervous. But still important that the referee steps in when there are quite a few decisions like there have been.
Decision Sherbini. Yes, led. 3-5.
She doesn't want to leave the ball around the middle of the court. That was
Hand out.
pulverized.
6-3.
It's quite scrappy, this match.
Down.
Yeah, it's just been a bit patchy so far,
7-3.
particularly from Sherbini.
And out. 4-7.
Sherbini just trying to use
Down.
a bit of extra height, but that's another unforced error.
And out.
Too many free points to her opponent. Well, Gohar bounces the ball more than any of the squash players I've seen in the men's or the women's. I think we've been counting. It's around about 18 bounces.
In about 4 seconds.
Do you think that's relating to her age? And that, you know, next year will be 19. I mean, if she carries on the PSA World Tour and she gets to 35, we could have a seriously long time waiting for her to serve.
Hand out. 5-8.
It's a clear stroke. How many times did you bounce the ball?
I've got no idea.
But you did bounce it, though.
I did, yeah. Probably depended on how tired I was.
Yeah. Yeah. Or bouncing it on your foot and, and it flies. Yeah, oh yeah, just going to go and pick it up and delay the service a bit longer. Well, Amanda Sobey, the American #1, who played in the quarterfinals against Sherbini, she doesn't bounce it at all.
Yeah, can't think of anyone else that does that. Every player has their
idiosyncrasies.
little habits.
5-8.
Oh, that's lovely. Got a really good length. Nice length base there from Sherbini, forcing the loose ball and then the quick finish.
Yeah, brilliant. The court doesn't get much bigger than that. Stretched right into that back corner and then would have to do the full diagonal. I haven't seen quite enough from Sherbini of that so far. Just hasn't quite been stretching Gohar out, particularly into the back.
It's a much better rally from Sherbini.
It's just so severe.
Sadly, she lost it, though. The improvisation, clever by Gohar, but the actual quality of length there was more established from the elder Egyptian.
And out. 7-9.
So the hold, really effective.
10-7. Game
Switching the play cross court. 3 game balls for a 2-1 lead for Gohar.
Decision Sherbini. Yes, led. 10-7, game ball. Miss Sherbini, please don't go to the opponent, go to the ball.
I'm trying.
No,
I'm here trying.
no, it looks a bit different from here. Game ball.
Well, I actually thought there was a chance she might get a no-let there.
Oh. Well, there's a roar from Gohar.
Game to Gohar. Gohar leads against the 1.
Well, in the Battle of the Egyptian Ladies, 38 minutes, and it's a 12-minute third game. She now leads by 2 games to 1. Nour El Sherbini's making more unforced errors, trying to create opportunities, but Gohar's got her engine going and she's hitting confidently around the court. She's starting to move a lot better than she did in the first game, and El Sherbini's on the back foot against this driving force from Cairo. So she's getting some advice there, Vanessa, from her coach back in Cairo. They need to do some serious repair work because she's got 1 opportunity left to stay in this final.
Yeah, she was looking a little bit lost at the end of that game. She didn't quite know what she was doing on there, and just needs to get her tactics right here. She just lost her way ever so slightly. Well, Nouran Gohar really steaming ahead here. She's starting to hit her lines as well as she was in her semi-final yesterday. Just 1 error in that game. And she's so difficult to break down when she's playing like this. Nour El Sherbini trying to be creative on there, create opportunities for herself. She's not quite being accurate enough. Couple of heavier drop shots in the front, which you rarely see from Sherbini. And Nouran Gohar really starting to move well in that third game. And what a position she's in now.
Well, everybody's on the phone. Gohar's mother just passing the phone to her daughter. But that's the demeanour of El Sherbini. And Gohar marching back onto court. So the body language of the younger Egyptian, very aggressive, very positive. I'm sure there's going to be a response from the warrior princess El Sherbini.
He just looked a bit dejected there on the phone.
I think you said it though, slightly kind of lost and confused, and I think she's slightly surprised as well of the physicality of Gohar after the tough semi-final against Camille Cern. So the current British Junior Open champion is now leading 2 games to 1 in this Alam British Open.
Down. Hand out, 1 left.
Well, I mentioned it earlier, but I'd like to see Sherbini really start to test Gohar a little bit more physically. Lovely finish there on the forehand. Hasn't quite been finding a weight of shot into the back. Needs to make that court huge for Gohar.
Well, what a rip-roaring start from Sherbini.
Down.
Perfect start.
3 left.
Oh, wow. Blast of accurate power
3.
from Gohar.
Look at that, back of the service box. Anything that just falls even a touch short
2,
is
3.
immediately punished.
Down. Hand out. 4-2.
There's always going to be trouble. Wealth of options, Gohar.
3-4.
She utilises this new change, the lower tin, which is the same as the men, the 17-inch tin. Utilises it really well. She attacks it with the power low lines. The ball stays flat. It's nearly impossible to pick up, Vanessa.
Yeah, I mean, the ball's bouncing twice before it reaches the tee line.
Oh, that was slick. How skillful was that from Sherbini? Just having a look back at the referee, I think she was thought the pickup was slightly ropey, and then, I mean, that just
Looks quite casual.
really casual, but it stayed really short. So 2-point cushion once again for Sherbini.
Stays quite upright, Sherbini, when she hits those drop shots in. Doesn't get herself low, but she's got such good skills.
Well, it makes it deceptive, but you have to have a high skill level, because if you don't bend, it's hard to get it as low as that. Oh.
Decision Sherbini. Stroke to Sherbini. 6-3.
Well, the advice on the phone is worked for Sherbini in this fourth game at 6-3. Very late on that. That's going to be a no-let.
Decision Gohar. No let.
It's a good decision.
7-3.
So Sherbini pulling away.
8-3.
Well, she has been very up and down in this match. And it is a very different situation she finds herself in than the previous time she was in the British Open final, where she was absolutely the underdog, was never really in that match against Nicole David. It was already such a big achievement for her to make that final. Here she's the favourite.
Decision Sherbini. No let.
Hang on a minute.
I explained to you, don't play.
I'm not going to her, and it's not a killing shot.
Surely she's going to video review this.
She needs to do it quickly.
Surely she should video review it.
I'm gonna play it next time. I don't
Please play
care.
on. 5-8.
What's your feeling on that, Vanessa?
Yeah, I mean, he's made it very clear that he wants to try and play the ball,
I mean,
I think that was probably a good opportunity to follow through on his earlier comment.
Yeah, well, that's the response and the shout of emotion as she looks back at the referee. And this is the alter ego of Sherbini. She would never look at someone off court like that. Brilliant. So 9-5, it is. Yeah, she's gone for it. So she's been riled and she's responding.
Game ball.
So 5 game balls for the number 4 seed to take this into an exciting 5th.
Down. Hand out. 6-10 game ball.
Well, that was a little bit of a miss hit, but she'll take it.
2 games all.
So Nour El Sherbini looking very good in that 4th game. 48 minutes in this battle. It's now 2 games all. Less errors from Sherbini, the most important thing, but those balls starting to test Gohar at the front of the court. She took some quick opportunities on the volleys, taking the ball in short. Gohar couldn't respond, she couldn't build her length game and get Sherbini further in the court. So we've got an intriguing 5th game coming up between these two ladies. So it doesn't seem to be a huge amount of activity in that Gohar corner.
Possible to call now between these two, very little in that. Well, it was a great response from Sherbini in the 4th game. She's been the less consistent of the two so far in this match, but when she puts it together, she's got so much to her game. A lot more purpose to her hitting in the back in that game, and that's setting up opportunities for her to use her hold, put in those lovely drop shots in the front, and came on court with a real determination.
Very hard to call this 5th game.
It is. I mean, I feel like when Sherbini does put it together, she's got the edge. But
she can also get very nervous and make those unforced errors. I mean, 2-all, final of a British Open. Playing her younger compatriot. I mean, Sherbini's been so used to playing people older than her because she came onto the scene as young as Gohar. And now there's another young danger. It's like a reverse pressure, Vanessa.
It is. She dealt with it very well at the Tournament of Champions, but this is a huge match.
So Sherbini starts this 5th and final game and makes a quick unforced error.
And out, 1 left.
It's not a good sign. Body language of Gohar, she's flying up to that tee area, pouncing.
Well, I just don't feel like the magnitude of this will really affect Gohar, and I think that is down to what you just mentioned. She is the young up-and-comer. She hasn't had that sensation of being chased, and you can just sense that in all her matches so far.
I mean, that's definitely a traffic issue there. He can't penalise Sherbini for that one.
Yes, led. 1 left.
Well, it's just a general traffic problem from both players.
Decision Gohar. Yes, led. 1 left.
Lovely finish from Sherbini. The initial boast in from Gohar was too high.
1-all.
And she was put under too much pressure. Sherbini again using the full dimensions of the court.
Ms. Sherbini, it's again the same problem. I use the code of conduct when you do that again.
I didn't mean to go
No, no, no. Decision Sherbini. No let.
Well, I don't think that was remotely. I don't think that was remotely intentional.
No, I mean, it's aligned to the ball. That drop shot didn't stay short enough to go across the front of Gohar, so there's only one way.
Ms. Gohar,
And
you okay?
she certainly didn't mean to.
No, I don't think so. She's watching the ball there and just kind of moving at a real rate, trying to get. She's not that type of character anyway, Vanessa.
No, I agree. Referees just misjudging that,
And
I
out,
feel.
2-1.
And she's getting penalised as well with a no-let on a ball that she could certainly have reached.
It's lovely skill. Touch close to the front wall.
And out, 2-all.
Oh, 2-all. And now 2-all in the fifth game. Nothing between them, Vanessa. There is now. Blistering rally.
3-2.
Just set her up slightly. I don't think she's going to get a let. She's gone for the player.
No let.
Finish is too good.
4-2.
Finish is too good, but also the line, she just kind of went straight for Sherbini. Ball was way over the side, by the sidewall.
Well, after hitting that first forehand in the tin in this game, Sherbini has hit a lot of winners in that same area. Just lost her footing there.
Hand out, 3-4. Down.
Oh, that was a gift. It's a loose ball off the service from Sherbini, and Gohar was on it. This is getting very, very edgy.
Decision Sherbini. Stroke to Sherbini. 6-3.
Yeah, the movement off the ball, not quite right there from Gohar. I think that was the right decision.
Decision Gohar. Stroke to Gohar.
So revenge for Gohar.
4-6.
Stroke for stroke. She hustled past her there. She was.
Well, it becomes such a mental battle now. Who can hold their nerve?
Oh, just got enough on it. You can see the feet of Gohar trying to get going to get that width.
Well, she's been hitting the forehand drop from that position so far this game. So lovely variation there from Sherbini.
That was brilliant. So Sherbini re-establishing a lead in the fifth, 7-5.
Down. And out. 6-7.
Sherbini's had a nose just ahead for much of this game, but Gohar's not going away.
Decision Gohar. No let. Video review.
Looking over to her corner there.
Gohar and the no let decision.
Not sure she's going to get this. That ball bounced so short.
Interesting, it's a big decision. Original being a no-let. Massive decision. And it's been overturned.
Yes,
so it is a let ball.
Decision overruled. Gohar has one review remaining. 6-7.
Just hanging on in this rally. El Sherbini. Gohar throwing everything. Oh, what a drop shot. What feel. Oh, Vanessa.
I think that's about the fifth winner she's hit on that forehand drop so far in this game.
Sorry, and out. 8-6.
Such composure.
Beautifully balanced as well. Kept it quite perfect technically. She was under the cosh in that in that rally. She was on the back foot. Gohar was hitting with tremendous power.
Decision Gohar. Yes, let. 8-6. And out, 7-8.
It's kind of set up. It wasn't as accurate as she would want. Gohar on it like a flash.
What's going on? Oh, sorry.
Well, I was just thinking what's going on. I mean, she's can't pack it in right
We
now.
have an injury. I have a look what's happened and then inform you later.
I mean, that's very, very strange. It's very, very strange.
Is it maybe the same blood injury that she had in her, was it the previous match or the quarter-final?
We need to see that again, really, the reaction. I don't know if it came from Sherbini or actually Gohar herself. Oh, it's the blood.
It's the same knee. I think it was the quarter-final against Renee Melwalili that opened up, and she had a big bandage on her knee.
We're going to have a look at what actually happened, the roll of events. So she's just about to serve, and Sherbini points the racket at the knee. So she has as much time as necessary to get this sorted, and it happened, didn't it, Vanessa, in against El Walili?
It did. It took a while, actually.
Yeah.
You can
So
see the
we
blood
have a
already
blood
starting
injury.
to come
The
through
player
there.
has time to fix
And
it.
obviously you need to make sure that it stops
was
bleeding.
happened the day before, so it was not that long. We hope that we can continue the match quite quickly. Thank you.
So what will happen is the physio will pull over a plaster, then a tuber grip, so a bit of binding tuber grip type, because she had that against Walili, and then on the tuber grip he'll colour it black so you can't see any visible blood that might come through. So the central referee, everyone's there, the central referee, Paul Walters, the MC and tournament organiser, just to make sure that it's all sorted. So the drama continues, and even Sherbini's having a look. It's like they're taking pictures or something.
Well, it stopped playing that quarter-final for maybe 10 minutes, and it actually really helped Gohar. She came back on court and really grabbed some momentum. And
wouldn't surprise me if this would help her again. I mean, there's nothing between them in the fifth.
this just sort of throws in another element for both players to deal with.
Of course it does. Nicole David just relaxing on the side.
You can just see Jenny Irving there, Liz Irving's mum, who did she win this tournament? I think she did. Or runner-up possibly to Heather.
Well, Well, when the blood injury happened, when Gohar left the court, 63 minutes of squash in the ladies' final. Well, at least the blood injury isn't actually on the hand, because that can prove really awkward. Well, while this blood injury is being sorted, we're going to have a look at the road to Dubai for the World Series finals. Vanessa, this is taken before the final. Obviously, the result of this final will slightly change things for Gohar. She could go way ahead of. She could go in the top four, because she would get probably it's 100 points if she wins the event. She's on 65, so she will jump ahead of Serm.
Yeah, this is the last of the World Series events for the women, so there'll be no change in that top 8, but Gohar could certainly jump a few places. And Annie Au, you can see there, was in 9. She had a chance to improve on that because she was actually playing Gohar in the second round, but Gohar coming through that match quite comfortably.
And these are the events. So this British Open for the ladies is the last event before the World Series finals, which are at the end of May in Dubai. It's the top 8 players. It's kind of like a reward for being, it's a kind of semi-exhibition with considerable prize money to cap off the season before the summer break. The El Gohar International is the last men's. So Sherbini back on court. I mean, there's a lot of history. I mean, this is the most prestigious event on the PSA World Tour, the British Open, but there's never been 4 Egyptians in the finals day, 2 in the men, 2 in the women, and there's never been a British Open champion from Egypt in the women, Vanessa.
No, that's true.
So it'll be a massive, massive...
Either way.
The history is going to be made either way, exactly, yeah.
And in the case of Gohar, she would also be the youngest ever winner. So
I hope
breaking
we can
records all
continue
over the
match
place.
Maybe in 1 or 2 minutes. It's fixed so far, but we go show that afterwards nobody sees the blood again.
Well, I think we're nearly there. They're just doing the colouring in that you mentioned earlier.
Yeah, so the black pen that goes on, this is to go all around the area where the blood could come through because it can't be visible, otherwise she has to forfeit. I don't know why they're using a red pen. I mean, it's good work there. Good bit of artwork. It's been around 7 minutes since the blood injury. Oh, this is gonna be such a nervy end. All the drama with the blood. 5-game thriller. She's just testing out that strapping, which is considerable, is not going to affect her movement in any way.
Well, it certainly didn't affect her in that quarter-final. So we'll see a short warm-up now.
So a bit of ball warming up and just getting back into it. Huge physical rest for these ladies. Usually it's just 2 minutes in between games, but a good 7 minutes. Probably by the time they actual serve, it will be up to nearly 9 minutes, 8 minutes.
Okay, Gohar serving from the right, 7-8.
7-8 in the 5th game of this Allen British Open. She's cleared that.
Decision Gohar.
She's cleared that so quickly.
Stroke to Gohar.
Oh,
She has cleared that so quickly. Surely she's going to review this. Has she got a review in the 5th game? I mean, she has got out of the way there. That is not a stroke. Why is she not reviewing it?
I don't know. She's definitely still got a review. I can't... I'm pretty certain she hasn't used it.
Oh, wow. That was clever. That was clever. How deceptive was that, Vanessa?
9-8.
Look at that open body stance, showing the cross court and absolutely belting it down the wall.
Well, that looked like a double bounce there.
It really did.
It was a big double bounce from Gohar. She didn't call it, and the referee... Oh, it's a massive double bounce. She kind of carried on. So 2 championship balls for Nour El Sherbini in this British Open final 2016. That looked out of court. That looked out of court. She's finished it anyway.
11-8.
Sherbini has made history here in Hull.
11-7. 9-11.
The first Egyptian lady ever to win the British Open. And what a way to do it. Just 20 years of age. 1 month older than the great Susan Devoy. 75-minute marathon. It's Sherbini that manages to hold on, taking down Nouran Gohar, the number 8 seed, 3 games to 2. Well, this is the match ball. Looked like the ball was actually out of court anyway, but there's the finishing shot. Yeah, it was a double bounce and it was out of court. So Nouran Gohar stopping Sherbini. Fully deserved for her, fully deserved.
Nouran, I'm really sorry to do this and to have to ask a question at a moment like this, but I know you must be bitterly disappointed, but what a fantastic tournament. You must be really proud of yourself at 18 to be playing on this court in a British Open final and playing like that.
Yeah, of course, it has been a great tournament today. This tournament and a great match today against Nour. I'm very sad and disappointed, of course. I wish I had won this match. I was so close. But it's my first final and I didn't have the experience to close the match and win it at the end. All credit to Nour, she played fantastic squash. She was the better player today. So congratulations, Nour.
Nouran, you've won a lot of hearts. You played some wonderful squash, and we really look forward to seeing you coming back and hopefully one day winning the championships. Ladies and gentlemen, Nouran Gohar. ...2016 Alam British Open champion. How does that sound?
It's really weird to say it, but really, it was really a tough match. Like, Nouran just 18, and she really got out all of the squash I have today. I really did all I have to win. Like, it was very close. Like she really just, I different the last 2 points. It was really hard. I'm really speechless right now. I couldn't feel anything. Wow.
You were the first Egyptian ever to play in the British Open final. Today was the first time the final was contested by 2 Egyptian players, and today you are the first Egyptian finalist. You must be very proud, not only for yourself but for your team and for all of the Egyptians around the world.
Yeah, definitely. I'm really proud to be representing Egypt anywhere. So to be the first one to win an Egyptian to be winning the British Open, just a huge thing for me. And I'm really proud to be one of the 4 finalists today. Just a great achievement for us, and I'm glad like Egypt's proud of us, and hopefully we're gonna keep making them proud until the end.
Just one final question. You've probably spent your career looking at the players ranked above you. On today's evidence, have you also got to maybe have a little look over your shoulder at the players behind you?
Yeah, just really, it's really weird to say this to me right now. I'm always growing up looking for like all the good players, like all the top players. So I never thought one day I'm gonna be one of them. So.
Well, today you are. Nour El Sherbini, 2016 Al-Am British Open champion. Congratulations.
Well, fantastic. So there will be a main presentation for the women's after the men's final. But Vanessa, thank you so much for your expertise in this ladies' final.
My pleasure, Joey.
We're going to be back for the men's final after this break. El Sherbini, 30 winners in total, a real battle between the 2 Egyptian ladies. So much experience at such young ages, 18 and 20. The unforced errors were a bit costly for Sherbini at the beginning of the match, but she really did turn it round quite brilliantly, and she's made history. And that was very, very impressive and very tense. I mean, throughout the whole of that final, these ladies battling with each other. But the drama with the blood injury, you couldn't know what was going to happen. 7 minutes, it was a nail-biting finale. And there was the match ball, the championship ball. The relief for Nour El Sherbini.
And the 2016 Al-Am British Open Ladies Champion from Egypt, Nour El Sherbini. Nour, we spoke immediately after your match. Both you and your opponent were very emotional. We'll state again for the record, you're the first Egyptian women's champion. How with an hour of reflection, does that feel?
Well, definitely, I was always dreaming to lift this trophy up, and I didn't even imagine that I'm going to be the first Egyptian to win this tournament. But I'm really proud of myself, but I really worked hard to reach this. So I'm really glad that I did it at this time. But really, Nouran was really good, and she was fighting until the end. She didn't look even like she's 18 years old, and I'm sure we're going to play a lot of great matches together, and hopefully be in the finals, and I'm sure she's going to beat me a lot in the next few years, but good luck to her, and hopefully next year we'll come and going to do a great final.
4 years ago, you knew exactly how Nouran felt. Does the pain of that defeat to Nicol David, does that make your win today even more satisfying?
Yeah, definitely. Like, when you make a mistake, you don't want to make it again. So I'm really focusing from the beginning of the match, and I really wanted to win. So that, I think, made the difference in the end, that I was really doing my best to not falling in the end. And that's, I think, what made the difference. So.
You seem so fearless in the way that you play the game. Everyone knows you have wonderful shots, but it doesn't matter where you are on the court or where the position of the match, you just seem fearless to just attack and to take the initiative.
Yeah, just when you have the opportunity and the chance to attack, you have to attack whenever. Like, you're not going to win unless you're doing this. So I'm just trying to attack any chance I have. And, well, they're not always working, so I'm glad, like, my shots are good and I'm playing good, and hopefully I'm going to be attacking on this.
So in the future, you're going to attack, but more specifically, what are the goals now?
Well, the goals is the World Championship is the best tournament in the year and the biggest one for us, so for the women's squash, so I'm going to also go for it and give it everything I have.
Well, we wish you well. You've made a lot of friends here in Hull. We'll all follow your progress and your wins with a lot of interest, I'm sure. Ladies and gentlemen, please show your appreciation for the 2016 Alam British Open champion.